Hey guys, well, for a lot of us, it doesn't really feel like spring yet, but you know it isn't that far off, and it's time to think about some of the lures we're going to use in shallow water. One I love is a wake bait. I love to use a wake bait, so we're going to paint one of these. We're going to use a wrap, and we're going to put two different colors underneath the wrap. Now I've done this before. One of my favorite lures has two colors under the wrap. But looking back, I think I really did that wrong. I think there's a better way to do that, get the colors to show up a little bit better. So today, let's put a wrap on this wake bait and use two different base colors underneath the wrap. All right, first thing we need to do is get down our base coat we're going to put underneath the wrap. And we're going to do this one a little different than the very first time I did it, because I think I really did it wrong the first time. At least we're going to find out if it comes out better. We're going to start out Createx Opaque White, and we're going to put that base on first. Just the basic white coat. That way the colors come out right. And I'll explain in a little bit why I'm doing this way. Alright, that's all we need. Got it white. Let me clean this up and we'll move on to the color we're going to put underneath the wrap. Alright, I painted this white because I'm going to do this differently than the first time. The first time I did a multicolor base under the wrap, black and red, I basically just painted it black, and then I came back and I applied some red to it later. But I'm doing it different this time because I really don't think the red got to show up as well because I was putting it over the black. I've always said if you want your colors to come out right, they need to be over white first. So this time around we painted white. Now we're going to come back Createx Opaque Red, and we're going to color the whole thing red. Again, just a good even coat all over. Don't forget under the nose. Didn't put enough paint in. Got stingy on the paint there, didn't I? So much for thinking 2 or 3 drops. Alright, now we've got it. Now, we're all red. We're going to add some black to this, but before we do that, we're going to take the heat gun, we're going to dry this really good. Alright, we have all the red done. Now we need to put some black on here to give that two-tone effect that we're after. We're going to use Createx Opaque Black. I put a little bit here, and what I use now is a Q-tip. And I'm just going to get some paint on the Q-tip and just leave some markings. Leave some black on here. You don't want to get it thick, because it's not going to dry very good. If you do that, then you're going to have a hard time later when you go to put a wrap on. So you just want to kind of roll that through, get a nice light coat of black. If it's a little thick, like right there it's thick, just keep rolling over it. You'll get it taken back out. Oops, got to make sure you stay up front where you can see it. And this is all we're going to do. And how much black you want to put on? What do you want to show up more? Do you want to see more red, or do you want to see more black? And that'll probably be determined, really, what colors are you putting on top. So depending on which colors you decide to use, you might say, well, I want more red on there, or I want more black. As you can see, there is no set for how much of anything. It's all your choice. What do you want? Here we go. That's a little thick right there. Let's thin that down. Alright. One little spot right there. I want a little more of the black, I think, than the red, but I might actually have more red. Alright. Let's call that good. Going to call that one good. I didn't put anything on the head. I left the head alone. Now, heat gun, and again, dry this really good. You know, if not, leave it sit for a couple of days and come back, because you want to make sure this is really dry before you move on to the wrap. Alright guys, I went ahead and put the wrap on, and the main reason is you've probably seen me put wraps on before, and in order to get it on there good, I kind of got to hold it up close to my body where I can work with it, and I knew if I did that, you wouldn't see it anyway in front of the camera. I used just a couple of hairbreadth clips to hold it in place, where a lot of people use the small alligators. I like these. Now, I kind of hooked this on the tie on the front and brought it around, and I got it hooked on the hook on the back. So that kind of stretches it, holds it a little bit in place. The wrap we're using, I've showed you this wrap before. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it's in the floral section where they have their fake flowers. So this doesn't have anything to do with fabric or any of that type of stuff. Alright, so anyway, we're in place. We got this in good shape. We're getting ready to put our main colors over the top, but before we do that, we're going to go Createx Opaque White. And we're going to turn it white first to ensure that all our colors are going to look right. The belly's a little hard to work with sometimes because you got all that wrap bunched up down there. Don't forget the nose as always. And just a good even coating. So when we put our colors on, they're going to look right. Alright, we're going to call that good. Let me clean this up, and now we'll start with some colors. Now, with this lure, I'm not looking to match any pattern that anybody has and say, okay, well I found this one, let's make one like that. I do that a lot. This time I'm not. I'm just going to throw together some colors. That's all I'm doing. I want it to be lighter colored because I use the black and the red. I'm going to start out the belly. We're going to go Createx Pearlized Lime for the belly. And that's where we'll start. Kind of work from both sides, a little bit from both sides, because you got to get around the clips and everything. And that's it. I just want the orange, or I just want the lime on the belly. That's good enough. Let me clean that out, and we'll go to some other colors. Alright, for the sides, we're going to go Createx Transparent Bright Yellow. I'm not going to worry too much about the top because something else is going up there. If I get some on there, I get some on. If I don't, I don't. I am going to put a little under the nose, but not necessarily on top. That's it. That's all I want there. If you can see, I've left the top alone. So let me change colors here real quick. Clean that out a little bit. Shouldn't take too much. Get that out of there. Got that. Alright, let's come back. This is Createx Transparent Sunrise Yellow. Just going to be, it's not really an orange. It's going to be just a little darker version of yellow. With the black and the red, I'm just trying to keep lighter colors, I guess you'd say. Alright. And now we're just going right down the back. As you can see, I don't know how well you'll see it, I can. It's not orange, but it's just going to be a darker yellow. I like that. Alright. Now, before we take a wrap off, we're definitely going to have to heat gun this one. Let's dry it off good before we get the wrap. Alright. Let's see what we got. I always love when you take the wrap off to see if this idea worked or did I mess up this one really bad. Get it over the deal. And there we go. Got our darker on top. You can definitely see the light on the side, the darker yellow. It's not an orange, it is a yellow. Got our lime on the belly. I kind of like that. Alright, gonna need a set of eyes. and let's work on getting a top coat on to see what we get. Well, there we go, guys. There's our wake bait with our 2 colors underneath the wrap. You know, when I originally did this, I painted it black, put the red spots on, but I think it comes out a lot better painting it red and putting the black spots on, because that really goes back to what I preach all the time. If you want your colors to come out right, they need to be on a white base. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.